Hello guys, welcome back. My name's Nathan and today I'm going to be discussing Jesperi Kotkaniemi's struggles so far in the NHL this year, what's wrong with him thus far, and if we should be worried about his performance so far this season. Now, Jesperi Kotkaniemi's season with the Habs hasn't exactly gone to plan too well. He's been neither productive or all that impressive in the games he's played so far, and especially the ones that I've watched, it hasn't gone too well. But is this just a cold streak for Kotkaniemi? What is actually wrong with him? And should we actually worry about him and his future with the Habs? For the answers for all those questions, watch till the end to find out. Now, Jesperi Kotkaniemi this season kind of finds himself in a pickle. Whether it's health or performance, this season has just not been good, and he hasn't improved from his rookie season last year. That rookie season where he burst on the scene as a great two-way guy who was in the race for the Calder Trophy. This year, it's pretty much been a sophomore slump from top to bottom. Now, the Finnish center, at age 19 now, has gotten 16 games played so far with the Habs this year, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. Now, the big thing here is that with that performance, you also have to factor in the health that he's had, because he was placed earlier this month in November on the IR for a pulled groin or something like that. He had a groin injury basically, and that was something that a lot of Habs fans speculated was maybe stagnant throughout the first few games of the season. Maybe that was why it was affecting his play, and it seems like from the games he's played since then, he hasn't exactly recovered too much from that. That last game versus New York Rangers wasn't that eventful from him either. And while he's not getting that much ice time, he still isn't playing all that great. Now, Kotkaniemi has played 4 total games since coming back from that groin injury, and so far in those 4 games, he's gotten 0 points. Now, the first game he came back, he got 9 total minutes in ice time, not that much. Then the next 2 games, he got 14 minutes each, and then this last game versus New York Rangers, where they blew a 4-0 lead and lost 6-5, he got 11 minutes of ice time. Again, for a guy like Kotkaniemi, you want to see the ice time numbers up, and in those 2 games in the middle there, they were, but he still wasn't able to produce too much. And even from the start, even when that groin injury wasn't even confirmed, I wasn't really too impressed with Jesperi Kotkaniemi as a whole. When it came to the defense, the offense, and everything, he wasn't that much of a great player, especially compared to how he played last year, where he was this dynamic, overall amazing player for Montreal, and one of the more valuable guys on that team. While this year, he simply has just not been able to get it done. And the sad part is that Montreal could really use Kotkaniemi to actually play well this season. But it seems like with that groin injury, it's nagged on him since the start of this season, and maybe even a little bit since he's came back from injury. It doesn't seem like he's completely fully healthy here, which you also have to factor in with his performance. I don't think he's been impressive. I'm not making excuses for Kotkaniemi, but even at age 19 with a groin injury, that's something that's not easy to handle, and you gotta lower expectations in that kind of situation. But groin injury aside, Kotkaniemi has still not been productive this season, and I don't like to make excuses for these kind of situations because you still want to see these type of players still performing. But when you look at guys like Patterson, who again was the main rookie last year, won the Calder Trophy, he has been anything but worse this season. He's been so much better as an overall player in his sophomore season. Now, I think it's super hard to compare a guy like Kotkaniemi to Patterson because they're not the same, and Patterson has proved to be a lot better too. But Kotkaniemi has taken 2 steps back while Patterson has taken 2 steps up. And while the groin injury is still there, you want to see a progress made there. And for Montreal, when they had Kotkaniemi as such a core part last year, I predicted them to make the playoffs, and I expected Kotkaniemi to be a part of that, which so far, he just hasn't. But performance and injuries aside, it's clear that Jesperi Kotkaniemi is a 19-year-old kid in the NHL. He obviously needs more time to round out as a #1 center, or even just a top 6 player for the Montreal Canadiens. It's been obvious since the start of this season, and it still is obvious now. He needs more time, he needs more patience, and he still is not that player yet. I think a lot of people got excited from his season last year, and I think deservedly so, but there is still progress to be made from him, especially when it comes to the overall game. And once he gets healthy, once he starts going and getting that confidence back, I think it's just a matter of time before he starts filling his role as a top 6 player for Montreal. I think by the end of this season, he'll be that type of player for Montreal, will be back on the power play, and will be back getting great ice time and a solid amount of points. But for me personally, I'm not really worrying too much about him. This is a different situation than, let's say, if Kotkaniemi was like 24 years of age. This was the year that he needed to prove himself in the NHL. But he's obviously proved himself already when he is healthy to be a very, very good NHL player. And it's just not come this season. Whether it's been luck, whether it's been inconsistencies, injuries, teammates, whatever, there's a lot of excuses out there. But I think Kotkaniemi will be just fine. Once he gets past that injury, once he finds some chemistry, I think he'll be back. He might not be as good as he was last season, but I think he will make an impact for Montreal soon, and I think it's just a matter of time before he does that. And obviously with Kotkaniemi's game, there is some stuff there that needs to be fixed or tweaked, but as an overall player, I think he's going to be just fine. I don't think there's anything blatantly wrong about him that, oh, he needs to be sent down the AHL to fix or something. I just think once he gets the circumstances his way, once he finally gets 100% healthy, I think he'll be back as a Jesperi Kotkaniemi that we all like and know. And I think he'll be back to what he was last season. Now, if he even is healthy right now, there is still a factor there because he missed about a couple of weeks with that injury with the groin, and he might just be settling into the NHL right now. So I would cut him a break right now. He is still 19 years of age. He's still a super young kid. He can't even drink yet in the US, but give him some time. He'll be back, and he'll be back as one of the best players for the Montreal Canadiens. But of course, with this video, the Kotkaniemi deep dive, I need to hear y'all's thoughts down in those comments down below. So let me know what you think about Jesperi Kotkaniemi's season so far with the Habs. Do you think he needs to be better? Do you think he's fine right now? And what do you think is wrong with him so far this season? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you guys should listen to this video and watch this one where I rank my top 5 underrated rookies right now in the NHL. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on Jesperi Kotkaniemi and how he's performed in the NHL this season. Share this video with your friends. Get the Grav game up to 10K subscribers, boys. I'm Nathan, and I'll see y'all in the next video or stream. Goodbye.